Let's take you live now to KwaZulu-Natal, where the province has had its fair share of land occupations, which have in turn resulted in evictions. Abahlali basemjondolo has been advocating for the land rights of the evicted residents. Sbu Zikode, president of Abahlali basemjondolo, joins me now. Sbu, a very good morning to you and thank you for your time. You have been at the forefront advocating for this controversial issue of land and ensuring that some justice is served. Newzroom Afrika is exploring and really just trying to get a sense of the impact of land invasions and evictions on the community. As the head of such a movement, what are some of the trends that you've been noticing of late?
Well, thank you so much. We must say that as Abahlali basemjondolo, we are very disappointed about the trend of the cities here in South Africa, not just KwaZulu-Natal. We have seen the city of Ekurhuleni, the city of Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, and here in Durban, the trend seems to be that the cities are unable to actually follow the rule of law. The cities have become laws unto themselves. People have been evicted unlawfully. None of the national regulations and legal procedures have been followed. Evictions have been taking place without court orders, meaning these evictions have always been unlawful and they've been at the gunpoint. The cities have been very violent in executing these evictions. This is very disappointing in the middle of the pandemic that South Africa is facing.
And in this very matter, what role have you played to assist those who are heavily affected, especially as we learn more and more during the COVID-19 pandemic of the backyard dwellers who have nowhere to go?
Well, as Abahlali basemjondolo, we have always been supportive of the people who have been rendered homeless by the very same government who claim to be the government of the people, by the very same government and the cities like eThekwini, who would at all times tell us that they are idolobha elinakekelayo, a caring city. The caring city has always been brutal to communities. So our role really has been to support those communities who are angry and who are also traumatized as these evictions are taking place on daily basis. But we've also been litigating these cases. We've been to court in the number of times and we've been securing court interdict. And to our surprise, cities like eThekwini have acted in full violation of the court orders. So whether we have court orders that prohibit the demolition of shacks, the municipalities like eThekwini's Land Invasion Unit, York Calvin and Family Security companies have acted in full violation of the court order, claiming that the law does not apply to them. So this is very disappointing when the citizens are expected to uphold the rule of law, and our municipalities really don't care. Even if you go to court and you obtain this piece of order that protects you, but in eThekwini that doesn't work.
As you continue your work advocating for the land rights of evicted residents, I mean, I think it was in July where we saw in Cape Town the story of the naked man who was forcefully removed from his home. How important is it for you as you continue to do your work to ensure that you maintain the dignity of those evicted?
Well, we have a duty as Abahlali basemjondolo, duty to God, duty to our country, to do all that we can to make sure that the dignity of the already vulnerable groups in our society, the landless and the homeless, is protected. The case of Bulelani Qola in Cape Town is one of the very disgraceful case of a government that works against the people. So we are saying our democracy provides us with an opportunity as the shack dwellers, the working class and everybody to come together, expose and denounce such violence that cities like Cape Town are actually carrying out. This has really been a declaration of war against the poor, and we are saying as Abahlali, we cannot tolerate the system where the poor and the marginalized are not just illegally evicted, but also where their dignity is dragged on the mat. So we find ourselves humiliated, and we are saying to South Africa today, we got to have a government that works for the people, not against the people. And what has happened in Cape Town, so as it happens in Johannesburg, Eguruleni in the PE, is a typical example of the government that works against the people. So we cannot accept a government that does not work to protect the most vulnerable people in our society, but who are not protected to uphold the rule of law and our constitutional democracy. It is a disgrace.
As you try and improve the lives and the living conditions of shack dwellers, what do you think are some of the big challenges that you still battle with on a day-to-day basis?
Well, many shack settlements in South Africa hardly have any access to water and sanitation. There's hardly any access to refuse collection, no road access, no electricity. There are communities, as we speak today, who still do not have water and sanitation, despite thousands of water tanks that the National Department of Human Settlement, Water and Sanitation has promised to us. We phone almost every day. In the middle of pandemic, people in the informal settlement still lack water and sanitation. And we know that the state is capable, and we know that it is due to the political unwillingness of our cities to provide these most urgent basic needs of our society. But one more thing, the land question, as long as it is ignored, we will continue to have this problem.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Sbu Zikode, President of Abahlali basemjondolo.